The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code NBA SGPN. Claim a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Start crushing college football, NFL, NBA with the Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Know me, know the voice, know the guy. It's me, a really real, villain real. Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. All right, so the season's rolling along. I don't think the Brooklyn Nets have decided that they are tanking on the season yet because they continue to be competitive and win games. And I'm trying to figure out when the Brooklyn Nets decide that, hey, we want to go get Cooper Flag, or maybe we're going to be competitive for this whole season. But right now, win total under on the Brooklyn Nets doesn't look so hot right now. What also doesn't look hot is the fact of any big playing for the Oklahoma City Thunder right now, and the fact of Cleveland is probably going to go 82-0 this season. So it's a lot going on there. Got the nerd Lonte Smith with me. Lonte, what's going on?
Not much, man. It's a bunch of crazy storylines in the NBA, but yeah, I'm hoping that we get some good games this week with the Cup starting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to breaking it down with you.
Yep, shout out to the chat, JR, Helms, Adam, Marquise, Hit Hub, all that, everybody, Aaron, Jason, everybody in the chat ready to go. We've got a pretty solid NBA slate going on here. Not a whole bunch of games, but what matters is the only thing that does matter. The only banner that matters at all for the past couple of seasons. It's the NBA Cup, ladies and gentlemen. We have first game play Tuesdays and Fridays. You will hear about this. So that's all Lonte is going to be talking about all season. I will only be talking about it one day a week. But the NBA Cup is among us. And hey, get your futures in. The Lakers can do the funniest thing in the world. I've said this since the offseason. The Lakers can absolutely do the funniest thing in the world by winning the second NBA Cup and hosting another banner. I'm rooting for it. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I would love, absolutely, not just because I ended up putting a future on it because I thought it would be hilarious, but I would just love to watch the Lakers raise another banner and it be an NBA Cup banner. That would be hilarious. We're going to talk about that a whole lot and more. Make sure you give us a 5-star rating and review wherever you get your podcast. Make sure you check out the college basketball experience going on right now as well. But for sure, make sure you keep boosting us up the podcast charts because we're jumping. We can beat the Sports Gambling Podcast. We can beat Sean and Ryan. We can do it, but it needs your help. You can prevent corporate gambling from taking it over. And hey, I've heard some people that say Sean and Ryan might be sliding over to the corporate side. We are the underdogs here. Back the underdogs. Give us a 5-star rating review. Give them a 5-star rating review too, but give us one first. All right, here we are. Yeah, Bronny was holding them back. The Charlotte Hornets, first game in the NBA Cup. 7 p.m. on the East Coast. Charlotte Hornets on the road going to play the Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic are laying 8 here. 212 is the total in this one. Let me pull up an injury report. And we have for the Charlotte Hornets, Trey Mann is a game time decision. We're going to see if he's going to be able to go. Listed as questionable right now with the back injury. But he was able to play through the back soreness, and he had 16 points. Didn't really have that good of a game against 76ers, but we'll see about Trey Mann. Hopefully he's a little bit more healthier today. Bridges is out. Richards is out. Jeffries is out. Mark Williams is out. So that's the injury report for the Hornets. And as expected for Orlando, Paolo Banchero's missing time, Wendell Carter's missing time. Gonna see De Silva in the lineup, Gogo Batazzi in the lineup. All right. Orlando laying 8 here. Lonte, what do you like?
Yeah, my first inclination would be to take the dog here. I forgot. Did you say Miles Bridges? Is he good? Is he back in the
He's
lineup?
out.
Oh, he's out. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I would still go with the dog here. I know Orlando's being undefeated at home. They've won 4 of the last 5 won and covered 4 of the last 5 meetings versus the Hornets. But this is a different Hornets team. Obviously, I think their offense is picked up. You saw LaMelo's having a career year. I do think that the one thing that they have to do, the Hornets, is keep Orlando from off the free throw line. They're elite at getting to the free throw line. 18.4% of their points come from the free throw line. And if you look at the way that Charlotte's been defending, they foul at a decent rate. And they just got to keep them off the line. And they can't play a lot of ISO ball. They're not really good at ball movement. I think they're bottom 5 in assist percentage. So I think you don't want to play into Orlando's hands in the half court because that's what they do best defensively and turn defense into offense. So if Charlotte can kind of get some ball movement going, hopefully Trey Mann can get in there because he's definitely a spark off the bench. I like the way Charlotte has been playing, especially on the road. I mean, they're 6-3 ATS. They're 1-4 or 1-3. I'm sorry, on the road, but where it matters most, they're 3-1 ATS on the road. They rebound the ball well, despite not having any big men at all, minus their 2 big men that they have. But you counter that with Orlando not having a big as well. So I think they'll be fine on the glass. 44% of their points are coming from 3. That's a direct result of the Celtics kind of influence that Charles Lee's had on the team. So I like the dog here. I think Charlotte can get it done on the road.
Yeah, I think I'm going the opposite side of you. I like Orlando here. I just think Orlando's defense is just way too good. Like this is legit top 5, really not even 5. Like this is like a top 3, top 2 defense in the league right now, giving up 106.2 points per game, second in the league, second in defensive rating. They're really good at forcing turnovers, 10th in the NBA in terms of turnover rate forced, and so I think that that's going to be the Achilles heel for Charlotte in this game. The fact that they, like you said, they are not good at passing the ball. They're not crisp with the ball movement, and they are kind of lackadaisical in terms of kicking out the shooters. And I think that's where the turnover is going to happen. That's going to create in transition, and the Magic are going to be able to score off of that. And then it's because I think the defense carries them through the game that I think I'm going to go ahead and just lay 8 with Orlando, which sounds kind of bad, but they're 3-1 at home this season. They're pretty good at home, and the fact of this is an NBA Cup game. So if you're taking this serious and you're taking all these games serious, you want to win by as many points as possible because points differential is the second tiebreak. And what happened to the Orlando Magic last year in the NBA Cup? They had a great beginning of the NBA Cup, and then I think it was the Boston Celtics that it might have been the Celtics. I think it was the Celtics that ended up getting in past the group stage because Orlando lost the points differential. I don't think they lose the points differential again this year, and at least not in this against this Charlotte Hornets team that's really bad defensively. So I'm locked in on Orlando here. I think Orlando's going to be able to get it done. At the end of the game, they're going to be cherry picking points, trying to get the points differential up, but it's going to be enough. I think Orlando by 10 here is a really good result. I'm fading Charlotte defensively, and I'm fading that Charlotte is able to hold, yes, an Orlando offense that struggles to score, but the last 2 games that they played against bad defenses in the New Orleans Pelicans and the Washington Wizards, they scored 115 and 121 points in the win and absolutely blew them out. So I think this is another spot where they can do something of the sorts. Their team totals currently sitting at 110.5. Give me the over on that. That's probably the best way I'll play the side. I don't think I want to get in on the full game total, but I do like an Orlando Magic team total over there. What do you like there on the total?
Yeah, total is kind of tough for me. I mean, 2 of the I'm sorry, Charlotte is under an 8 out of 10, 1-3 under on the road. And you mentioned the defense for Orlando. So if they can get to the line and get points while the clock is stopped, I think that's key here. I think Charlotte will be able to. They're going to shoot a bunch of threes. It kind of worries me I want to see if Trey Mann's in because he's another 15 to 20 points a score, and that would
Mm-hmm.
bode well for an over. But as for now, I would go with, like, if I had to play it right now, I would go with an over.
Yeah. All right. You're on the over. He's on Charlotte. I'm on Orlando. And I like Orlando team total over. If Trey Man's in, I can possibly talk myself into a Charlotte over. This is a low total, but just give me Orlando. Orlando to get it done. They blow out the Charlotte Hornets here today. All right. Let's see here. Next game up. Let's get to Atlanta on the road, going to play the Boston Celtics in their first NBA Cup game, laying 15 here. 224 is the total in this one. Injury report for these two teams, and we have for the Atlanta Hawks, Bogdanovich out, Buffkin out, DeAndre Hunter out as always. Trey Young is out. Cody Zeller's out as well. All right, for the Boston Celtics, you have a questionable tag on Al Horford due to a left big toe sprain. You have Jason Tatum with the questionable tag as well due to an ankle sprain. So we'll see how that's going to go. I know that's a big talking point over the course of the past few days with Giannis, and what possibly could have been a flagrant on Giannis closing out on a three-point shot ended up rolling Jason Tatum's ankle. He's officially questionable for this game. Springer's a game time decision as well. Porzingis, as always, is out. Yeah, I'm not laying a big number here with Boston against the Atlanta Hawks. Atlanta Hawks just kind of, they always give them a game. Like, they always give them a game. And last time out, they kind of got ran out the door. But before that, last season, they covered 3 of 4. Yeah, 3 of 4 against this team last season. This kind of goes back and forth. 15 points is a lot of points. Maybe they do get the cover and they try to go for the points margin too, but I'm not really sure Boston's locked in on the NBA Cup, especially with the fact that Tatum probably not going to play. I would be surprised if Tatum plays. I don't see the point in playing him. They can still easily run through this Atlanta Hawks team. The Hawks are terrible, but yeah, I'm not betting this. Give me the Hawks in the points.
Yeah, what's Trey Young's injury designation? What happened to him? I don't remember what happened to him.
Trey Young is currently out right now with Achilles tendonitis, right? Achilles tendonitis. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't play the side. I like the total a lot more. I'm gonna go over. Atlanta's 9-2 to the over, 4-0 on the road. Boston's averaging 120 points per game, which is good for fifth in the NBA. They also get off to good starts. They're first in first quarter points per game, third in first half points per game. So they get in, pretty good. They get pretty good shots up, and with the defense that's lacking and that's missing their best player, man, I think
the
that
Russians got Lonte.
Nah, my camera it got messed up. But yeah, I think Boston should score at ease here, man. Atlanta's allowing 121 points per game. That's like bottom 3. They're 30th in 3-point percentage allowed, which is something that you do not want to allow against Boston. So I like Boston to get it done here. I like the team total over. I like the full game over as well. I'll stay away from the side, but I agree with you. It would be Atlanta or nothing. Boston tends to not cover these big numbers.
YouTube.com/NBA Gambling Podcast to see the Russians hack into the stream and completely take over Lonte's profile. All right. Yeah. Man, Atlanta really could lay an egg. I don't know.
Could.
Maybe I should be on Boston. Give me Boston. I'll split the difference. Give me Boston team total over. Regardless, even if Atlanta finds a way to keep in this game, Boston's going over this team total. Atlanta sucks, man. It's 119.5. Like, Boston can score 120 in their sleep, even without Jason Tatum. This could easily be a 120-110 final score. So yeah, I'm with you. Over. Give me Boston team total over. Play it a little bit safer though. By the way, Atlanta Hawks giving up 120 points per game in 3 of their last 4. The 2 teams that didn't were the New Orleans Pelicans, who aren't a real basketball team right now, and some reason my New York Knicks. So thanks. All right. Before we get to the next game on the slate, gotta talk to you about Underdog Fantasy, because look, with the NBA Cup here, every single day of NBA Cup action, Underdog Fantasy will be giving out promos. Go log in, check out your promo for today. We're going to give out an underdog lineup at the end of the show that you can use that promo on, or you can make your own and use a promo, or you can take a play here, take a play there, do whatever. It doesn't matter, but make sure you get those specials and boosts that Underdog Fantasy give you. Sign up with promo code NBASGPN. That is NBASGPN, and claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code NBASGPN. I assume that, to answer Hit Hub's question, I assume that it's Dyson Daniels doing a lot of the ball handling for Atlanta. Maybe they bring somebody up that kind of helps ease that, but yeah, Atlanta's just, they're not. A matter of fact, give me Boston laying 15. Atlanta sucks. No, I lied. Give me Atlanta. All right. Miami Heat on the road. This one's easy. You don't got to ask me. Miami Heat are on the road, going to play the Detroit Pistons. Heat are laying 1.5 on the road. 214.5 is the total in this one over here at an injury report. And we have the Jimmy Butler is the only name on the injury report for the Miami Heat. Pat Riley is going to rip his hair out. Isaiah Stewart, game time decision for the Detroit Pistons, along with Jalen Duren, and Ausar Thompson is still out. However, he has been cleared to return to action. Looks like he's going to start conditioning, and then he's going to be back really, really soon. So it'd be good to see Ausar Thompson on this team. And we have a Pistons team that I think a lot of people are discrediting, but they're actually a really, really solid team here. You got the Miami Heat laying points on the road. You know I love to fade that. So clearly, I'm on the Pistons here. But it's more than just because the Miami Heat are road favorites. It's because the Pistons have been very, very good defense. Very good defensively. JB Bickerstaff has kind of turned this team around in that notion where they're actually a top 10 defense in the league. They're giving up 109 points per game. Very comparable to the Miami Heat here. Run a very, very slow pace. And if they just clean up the turnovers and clean up the small things that make them either blow leads in games or lose very, very close games. But that's what this Pistons team does. They play close games, and they're probably going to win or lose. This may be the spot, JR. I think it was JR. This may be the spot where we take Pistons plus 1.5 and Miami Heat on the money line here, because look at the last few games. The Pistons lost by 2 to the Houston Rockets, won by 1 against the Atlanta Hawks at home, and then lost by 1 on the road against the Charlotte Hornets. All these games have been close. They have been relatively single possession games for majority of their season. Here we go. Lonte, I'm on Pistons. You can't really get me off the Pistons here. No Jimmy Butler. I think this is a good spot for him. What are you doing here, laying 1.5?
Yeah, I like the Heat money line. I don't want to lay that 1.5. I mean, Miami was laying 8.5 at home last month. Now 1.5 on the road. I think that's. I mean, I know it's no Jimmy Butler, but I don't think it's that big of an adjustment. They're pretty much good without him. They were accustomed to playing without him. They won that game. They didn't cover that game. They won by 8. Duren and Stewart combined for 26 rebounds. So their status is.
Say that again one more time. In that first game, what happened?
Yeah, they didn't cover. They didn't
just
cover.
making sure.
Yeah, but that's 8 though. That's 8 and not winning the game outright. So, Duren and Stewart, their status is going to be like key here. They combined for 26 rebounds, so they pretty much own the glass. And with the Heat's lack of of interior force outside of Bam, I think that could be an issue for them. But the way Tyler Hero and Rozier's been playing, I like their guard play. Hero's actually been carrying the offense as of late. He's leading the team in scoring over the last 4 games, averaging right around 26 a game. You mentioned Detroit's appetite for playing in close games, 3 straight 1-possession games. They're 6-3 ATS as a dog, but Miami is 4-1 ATS on the road. They're taking and making a lot more threes. They were around 19th last year in threes. Obviously, smaller sample size right now, but they're top 7 top 8. I'm sorry, in 3-point percentage offense. They do a good job of defending without fouling as well. I think that'll be key here. I think they got the bodies to throw at Cade and Ivy. I'm gonna go with Miami to get a small win here. Maybe they can win by 1. We both can win.
Who's guarding Cade?
I don't know who's guarding Cade.
Exactly. You don't. Cade has been absolutely killer. And shout out to Hit Hub asking about Cade NBA Cup MVP. Yeah, I'm 100% as the Russians get Lonte again. I am 100% all over Cade. I mean, if anybody can win the NBA Cup. We saw the Pacers in the final game last time. Like, come on. Yeah, I'm 100%. I'm kind of sold on this Pistons team keeping games close again, and they've been pretty solid. What I am not sold on is the Miami Heat actually caring at all about the NBA Cup. I just don't think this is. They're not a regular season tournament team that cares about winning these games by margin or anything. I think the Pistons can catch them sleeping here on the road in a sleepy little road spot. So, all right, he's on the Heat. I'm on the Pistons. Totals at 214.5. Anything you like there?
Oh, my bad. No, my bad. I had myself muted. But yeah, I would look at the under. You mentioned the pace for both teams. I think that's key here. I think it went under this number. I think it was 106.98. And that would if my math serves correctly, that would be under this number. I do think Detroit is going to be able to slow the game down if they are able to get Duren and Stewart back. So, I mean, Miami obviously doesn't want to run. I know their 3-point rate has been higher, but they don't want to run. They're more efficient in the half court. So, I like the under. I wouldn't go anywhere near and over in this game.
Yeah, that was actually on my other show one of my favorite plays that I gave out. I got the under at 216.5. It's currently sitting at 214.5. I still like it. Like I said, both of these two teams top 10 defensively, and the thing that I like about it is the Pistons, despite their offense being horrible, they're really good at offensive rebounding and holding teams' offensive rebounding. So if Duren and Stewart plays, I think that bodes a lot better. Paul Reed coming off the bench. If it's Stewart and Paul Reed, I don't like it as much. But if Duren plays, I think that they're going to be able to control the glass and limit Miami to one possession rather than giving them a whole bunch of opportunities to score the basketball. And that's really, really where I think the Pistons do their work. So, yeah, I like the under too, all over the under here in that spot. Prop here, I do like Cade Cunningham, as everybody in the chat. I mean, Cade's just been amazing this year.
Yeah.
And he's going to really, really force the hands of people to put him in all-star consideration if he continues this season. So I like Cade to go over PRA, a triple-double look by JR. I think everybody can have a nice, good Cade day. So, all right. With that, next game up, the New York Knickerbockers on the road. Wait, they're on the road? I thought they were at home.
Yeah, they're playing in Philly.
I think I wrote that wrong. In the banner. Whatever.
It's
Knicks on the road, going to play the Philadelphia 76ers. Knicks are laying 3 on the road here. 212.5 is the total. Injury report here. And Joel Embiid is not on the injury report because Joel Embiid is playing in this game. He's going to be back. We're going to see what kind of workload he has. But if you expect Joel Embiid to do what Joel Embiid does when he comes off of a injury hiatus or #suspension hiatus, kind of sort of, he's gonna go out there. He's gonna still put up points like he's Joel Embiid. However, Tyrese Maxey is not playing in this game. So Philly still 10th game into the season, has not had their big three in the starting lineup yet. New York Knicks, Miles McBride is questionable with, Miles? A knee injury. And we have Campaign, who is also questionable with the hamstring injury. And then we also have Precious Achiuwa, Mitchell Robinson, as we know, are out. So here we are, the New York Knicks of Bing Bong going to play the 76ers. Sixers catching 3 at home. What do you like here?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the home dog here. Dogs have covered 4 of the last 5 meetings. We saw them have a classic matchup in that first round, although it was only it was 6 games, and I think that was probably the most competitive game of the entire playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. And I think some of Philly's metrics obviously can't be taken with anything overarching because they just haven't had their guys. How much will Embiid play? How much will Paul George play? We saw he didn't play any of the overtime against Charlotte on Sunday. So maybe they were just keeping him fresh for this game. I don't know if his minutes projection is going to carry over to this game. Not much has been said about that. But in that series, Brunson averaged 36.6 points per game, 9 assists. Hart was a monster, 16.8, 12.3 rebounds, 4.5 assists. Obviously, 2 different teams. The Knicks have been struggling as of late. I think they've lost 4 or 3 of the last 4 games. including double-digit defeats to the Rockets and the Pacers. That Pacers game was really wild. I thought they were like swings back and forth. I think they were up 10, and then the Pacers will go up 10. It's just a wild swinging game. But I think that Philly has they got the two of the big three back. They'll get a good home crowd, obviously, as always, especially with the Knicks being there. So I'm gonna go with the home dog here.
Yeah. This feels like this could be a trap where the 76ers just, I mean, so you have a revenge spot from the playoffs last season. Really is for me is that despite the Knicks that can be really good defensively, if you take the time to attack the middle of the paint, you're going to get baskets. Like Cat cannot guard as a big. That's why Cat plays the 4, because you need a big that will actually anchor the paint. It's kind of like, getting him somebody like a Brook Lopez next to him that can really, really anchor that paint. He can step out a little bit and just kind of hide him a little bit more defensively. But Cat's been horrible defensively, despite how amazing that Cat has been offensively. By the way, Cat, last time I checked, Cat's points, rebounds, and assists were at 35.5. Give me the over on that. But I actually do question the Knicks here in this spot as well, because I could absolutely see them Joel Embiid only getting like maybe 25 minutes in this game and still having like a 25-8 type of game, like something very, very productive. I think Paul George, and it's going to be interesting, and that's the part that I think I'm really looking out for. How are these wings for the Knicks going to guard Paul George? If Paul George has a good game here, I don't think the Knicks have a shot. But if the Knicks are able to defend well, all those acquisitions you bring in, and I'm talking about years down the line, you bring in Josh Hart, very, very good defender. Last year, you bring in OG Anunoby, very good defender, help guard the wing, can guard bigs as well. You also bring in this season Bridges, very, very good wing defender. I think that, like they said, they built this team to compete with the Boston Celtics, and they learned very early in the season they haven't competed with the Celtics. They didn't compete with the they kind of competed with the Cavs, but here, give me the Knicks late 3. I think Philly sucks, but I won't be surprised if you're right about Philly here, but I'll still take the Knicks lane 3. I just think defensively they have too many options, and I'm not sure if Philly's going to be able to score a lot of points in this one, unless they just go at Cat the entire game. Like, that's really your mindset. Just keep going at Cat the entire game. You're going to put up points, but I don't think they do that. Give me New York Knicks lane 3 under 212.5. What do you like there on the total?
Total, I like the over. I think the pace will be. I think the Knicks will try to speed up the pace to get Joel kind of running up and down the floor. Obviously, it's not his forte. I think Philly will be exquisite in the half court, as you mentioned. I think Tim Bontemps was of ESPN saying that Cat has allowed like 90% field goal percentage at the rim. So I look for them to be efficient in the half.
I want to go on record and say I don't believe that number.
You don't?
But I don't believe it's 90%. But I believe it's close. I think the 90% was something. I don't know. 90% sounds crazy, but I really think it's close. If you told me it was 75, I'd be like, that sounds about right. 90, I was like, dang, every shot, like basically every shot going in. That's insane.
Yeah, so I think they'll be efficient in that half court set. Obviously, the minutes is kind of the big thing here with not only Embiid but with Paul George as well. But I think the Knicks will have success as well. Philadelphia is 28 in 3-point percentage allowed, so I think the Knicks will be able to bomb away from 3 with Brunson, OG, Bridges in the corner as well. I'm worried about McBride though, so if they don't have him,
if McBride doesn't play, then this is Philly all the way. I will actually put a bet in on Philly if McBride.
So because they don't have a secondary ball handler outside of him, and they don't have a lot of bench depth with the two bigs.
Like, is Tyler Kolek going to come in here and have a great game if McBride's out? Like,
so
maybe.
That's kind of what worries me with the over if he's not in, because they'll be relying on those starters. I mean, Tibbs already relies on the starters a ton, but in a high quality game, high leverage game like this, I think you want to at least get those guys a breather, especially Jalen. So I do like the over. I like it more if McBride is going to play, just a little bit smaller if he's out.
All right. There we go. feel like it's a lot of disagreement here.
Have we disagreed on every game? Yeah, we have disagreed on every game.
Yeah.
At least one of us will be right.
Hey, man, you feel me? Somebody gonna be right out here. All right, Toronto Raptors. It's gonna be me. Toronto Raptors on the road, going to play the Milwaukee Bucks. Oh yeah. What? Yes, I'm 100% playing this. Where is it at? Where is it at? You got a toilet bowl here, 8.5 in the toilet bowl with the Milwaukee Bucks. They don't want to admit it's a toilet bowl, but I mean, come on. You like Glenn Rivers? No way. Bucks laying 8.5 here at home against the Raptors. 226.5 is the total injury report here, and we have the. This is all right. So we got Emmanuel Quickly, who is questionable with a elbow injury. Let's see if he's able. It just seems like they just can't get right for anything. Kelly Olynyk and Bruce Brown and Scotty Barnes are all doing. Garrett Temple is a game time decision. And for the Milwaukee Bucks, we have Giannis, who is questionable with a knee injury. He's probable. I'm sorry. He's actually probable. So it looks like Giannis is going to be able to play. Andre Jackson Jr. is also going to be able to play. He's probable with the hip injury. And then we have Gary Trent Jr. coming off of the bench, who is probable with the back injury. He's expected to play. But who's not expected to play? Damian Lillard and Chris Middleton. They are both ruled out. All right. So here we go. Laying 8.5. No Dame in the game. Bucks have been atrocious over the course of the season. And I mean, if you want to lay a big number with this team, you can, but yeah, they've been bad. What are you doing here with the Bucks laying 8.5? They did cover when they were laying 10 against the Jazz. They won by 23.
Yeah, they did, but that was with both Giannis and Dame. And Trent is questionable, you said. So
he looks like he's gonna play. He's probable.
Yeah, so I mean, I got to take Toronto here. I mean, 8-3 ATS, all as a dog. They're 4-2 ATS on the road. They run and gun. They don't do a lot. They don't shoot a lot of threes, but they run a lot. They're first in fast break points per game, but they're like bottom 5 in 3-point percentage as far as 3-point rate. So they don't shoot a ton of threes. They rebound the ball well. They're 4th in rebounds per game. Milwaukee's 22nd. They also get second chance shots. Jakob Poeltl is going to be a beast on the boards. I would look for him like a double or points rebounds over if you want to go to that. They also, the only thing is they're 30th in points per game allowed, and I know Milwaukee hasn't been able to score like we're accustomed to seeing them, but I mean, Toronto's kind of like a freeway to the basket, and Giannis could dominate. I mean, they're 26th in points in the paint allowed. Giannis has been on a tear as of late. They're pretty much, the Bucks are wasting, this season so far of Giannis. He's averaging around 34 a game in his last 5. And with their paint struggles, I think Giannis should be able to run through them. But can he do it on his own? I don't think so. We've seen the Bucks get off to big leads and kind of like trick them away. They were up like 16 on Boston. Lost, up on the Cavs in the first half, lost. So maybe a good point of emphasis is to see when the Bucks get up and kind of live bet Toronto. You probably get a better number, but I like Toronto. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in this game late, especially if Quickly can kind of give it a go. I can't lay any points with Milwaukee right now, especially, I mean, not even at full. I would think about it with Dame, but they're not even at full strength right now. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. The 2-4 ATS as a fave. I can't do it. So I like the Raptors.
So the Raptors have, I mean, the ATS numbers are horrible for the Bucks in just horrible, like 3-7 ATS. They are actually competing for one of the worst ATS records in the league. Matter of fact, what are the Hawks ATS?
Hawks actually pretty decent ATS, I think. 4-5, or I guess 4-5, 5-5, something.
3-8.
Oh, damn!
The Hawks are 3-8 ATS, and the Bucks are 3-7 ATS. Come on now. There's no way I'm laying these points with the Bucks, which is crazy because I absolutely would hate to take Toronto, but Toronto's been good. 8-3 on the season ATS. You look at them without Quickly, and they've been really, really good. They've covered 8 of the 9 games without Quickly. They've covered 8.5 in 75% of their games without Quickly. So I mean, Quickly really, really hasn't kept this team from being able to keep it within the margin. They're constantly been able to score points, and that's really what it was. And that was kind of the handicap early part of the season. I just thought they were going to give up way more points than the opponent, but they're actually able to score. And so the Bucks defense has been atrocious all season. I think that it's not getting any better anytime soon. That's why, like the chat saying, the Bucks are out there filling out fillers, trying to get some better defensively, trying to bring in other pieces to this team. They're not coming to join them today. Give me the Raptors plus 8.5 here. Bucks are horrible. 226.5 is the total.
Over. Gotta go over with the defense that the Raptors been playing. I know they're going to be I know the Bucks are going to be without Dame, but they should be able to score with ease on this offense. And obviously Toronto likes to run, so I think we're going to see a lot of possessions here. Wouldn't be surprised if both teams, touch 110 plus.
Yeah, this feels rather short, maybe because the Bucks are pretty bad to the total, but I'm just
Toronto's 7-4 to the over. So I mean, I gotta think the pace will be there.
3 of the last 5, this has gone over. Yeah, I kind of like the pace as well in this one. Slight little tilt to the over here, but I just can't lay points with this Bucks team. Not in a toilet bowl. 8.5. Matt, if we just look at this for what it is, which it is, a toilet bowl, you can't lay 8.5 in a toilet bowl. Raptors plus 8.5. They get it done. All right. Let's see here before we get to the next game of the slate. Got to talk to you about Bet US, bet the best of the business with Bet US. They've been around for more than 30 years, and you can easily deposit using cryptocurrency and get lightning, and I mean lightning fast payouts. You will be shocked at how quick they get the payouts back to you. They have a whole bunch of deposit bonuses and everything you need to get started with your betting with BetUS. Make sure you use that promo code SGPN at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. So they know we sent you. Also brought to you by Rhythm. SGPN's proud partner is the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform. Make sure you tap in a Rhythm on the NBA, NFL, college football, even golf. You can use Rhythm everywhere. Let me go log in and see what Braun Breaker and my Rhythm model have for us today. They've been pretty solid here. I like the model, and so let's see. Updating your predictions in the background. And here we go. Let's see, Brian. Brian, what do you like? Do you have anything for me? Wait. Okay. This is interesting. We have motion here. Braun Breaker and my NBA Rhythm model. And again, I like to back them when they both love the same play. It feels like a very, very good spot when they both like the same play. We talked about it and we said it. We like the Charlotte Hornets and the Orlando Magic to go over. I like the Orlando team total over. You like the over for the full game. Braun Breaker and the Rhythm model like them to go over 212.5 here. You gotta back it. So take that over to Bet US and bet that right now. Because I'm backing Braun Breaker over 212.5 in the Charlotte Hornets and the Orlando Magic game. That is the play. Make sure you get that 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right. A little tease for the people. But hey, Braun Breaker also likes the over in the Knicks and the 76ers game. Just go ahead, throw it. That's 2 Rhythm plays for you. I'm giving out 2 Braun Breaker plays. Come on. Gotta lock into Rhythm. Make sure you go create your own systems. You can do all of that yourself. All right, Lonte, let's close out. We got 3 games left on the East Coast. 9 p.m. on the East Coast. We have the Phoenix Suns laying 4 on the road, going to play the Utah Jazz. Total sitting at 226. Let's see here. We have KD going to be out for a while for the Phoenix Suns. Brutal injury. He's out with the left calf strain. It's going to be reevaluated in a couple of weeks. Nurk is questionable today with an ankle injury. He aggravated it on Sunday, so we'll see if he's going to be able to play. If not, you're going to see a lot of Mason Plumlee, and Royce O'Neal is probably going to get some more minutes with that. All right. For the Jazz, Keontae George is a game time decision. No, yeah, questionable with the foot injury. And we have, Jason Preston. Shout out to Jason Preston. 2-league deal, but yeah, he's out. All right. I understand why the line is short. The Suns have not covered anything, and I mean anything. A little bit better as a dog, but they're 1-5 ATS as a favorite. 1-5. However, this is the NBA Cup. Points differential matters, as I talked about. They're also going up against the Utah Jazz team that's 3-5-1 ATS. They're 0-3-1 at home. Really, I would say that's 1-3 because some people got the push on that one game against the Grizzlies, but the one time I bet the Jazz got the win by covering by the hook there. I think they're about to get steamrolled in this game. It doesn't matter if KD plays. It looks like Booker is able to go. Booker had an injury tag on him yesterday, but now that injury tag is gone. It looks like he's going to be able to play. I think that this Jazz team is very unserious. They got a win. Their third win of the season? I'm sorry, second win of the season against the San Antonio Spurs in a game that they kind of just let the Spurs hang around in. It was a little bit of a revenge game. They had just played them about a week before. They go and they play the Bucks, get ran out of the gym by a 23 late. They were competitive in that game, but ended up tanking and giving it away. They played an unserious Bulls team and got a win on the road. They played the Denver Nuggets and got ran out the gym. Like literally anytime this team is competitive in a game, the next game they come out here and they get ran out the gym because they're not a good basketball team. I think the Suns are actually good. I think they're pretty well head coached. And even without Kevin Durant, I think Tyus Jones takes more of an approach in the offense, gets everybody to their spots. Dunn has been playing really good for a rookie. So like, yeah, I'm all over it. And defensively, Ryan Dunn has taken on the matchup that's been given to him. So, yeah, I really, really like the San Antonio Spurs here. I got it at 3. I'll still lay 4. This is 2 possessions. Like, I think they can win by 2 possessions against the Utah Jazz. So, what do you like here, Lonte?
Dang, we're going to disagree again. I like Utah. I think they're going to be heading into the right direction as far as covering numbers. I don't know about winning games, but I think they could cover some numbers here. Through the first few weeks of this regular season, they started out struggling, of course, 0-6 start, which is a franchise worst since they started 0-6 in, I think, 2013, 2014 season. But they have been looking a little bit better, and I put that in air quotes. But they've been banged up. I think Keontae is going to play today, which gives them another dynamic score on the wing. The depth, I think, of Phoenix is going to be tested here. Bradley Beal, he had an X-ray on his elbow that was negative, so he's a little bit banged up, not 100% healthy. Nurkic with the ankle, so they're going to be relying on some of those ancillary pieces to kind of step up and play maybe a little bit more minutes than what they're accustomed to. I think there'll be a slower paced game. Utah is under in 3 of their 4 home games. They don't fast break. They average under 10 points per game in fast break points. Neither team turns each other over, so I think both teams will be able to get into their offense. I think Markkanen has a big day. I think Utah can hang around. One possession, I think they maybe lose by 2 or 3 here.
So the Utah Jazz have covered 3 games at this point in the season, and pushed. So 4 games if you include the quote unquote push. After the Grizzlies game, they lost 127-88 to Golden State. Okay, that's Golden State. Golden State's really good, as we talked about. Let's see here. After the cover against Dallas, where they covered 12, they lost to the Kings 113-96. And then after the win outright at 7.5-point dogs on the road against the Bulls, they lost to the Bucks of all teams, 123-100. So this hasn't been good when they've been quote unquote competitive in games for the next game. and they just coming off of a win as a 7-point dog against the San Antonio Spurs. Yeah, there's no way you can get me. I'm actually shocked that you are putting money on this Utah Jazz
Yeah,
team. This
I
is
like
not
them to win.
the this
I'm
is
going to put
not
them
the
on.
Utah Jazz that I know. I know a Utah Jazz team that was always competitive. It didn't matter who was out there on the floor. This Jazz team is looking for Cooper Flag. And come on, wouldn't Cooper Flag be
Cooper Flag.
amazing in Salt Lake City? Like, that's his place. That's his town.
I
That's
think they
his.
got
Where's
another.
Lonte?
I think they got another prospect in mind, and in 2 years that's from that area. So
Nah, they're going for they're going for both. They're taking their chance. May the ping pong balls forever be in their favor. I've already bet the shit out of this. I'm all over the Suns here. I just can't understand why they're afraid to move this lineup. And I guess it's without KD, but this Suns team is still pretty good. 226 is the total. Anything you like there?
love the under. Like I said, I think it's going to be a slower paced game. Phoenix with the injuries, obviously going to want to lean on those starters a little bit more, and not have to play those other guys a little bit more minutes than what they're accustomed to. So I think they're going to slow the game down. Utah already, I mean, it's surprising that they're not running a little bit more because they got a decent amount of depth, but they just don't run. They perform better. They perform better in the half court. So I think it'll be a slower paced game. I don't think we see a ton of turnovers. Both teams are about average as far as going to the line. So I don't see a ton of scoring going on here. I think both teams struggle to get to like 105, 106.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think both teams struggle, but I think the Jazz for sure struggle. I don't think the Jazz are going to be able to score here. And the Sun have kind of found a mode randomly defensively. They've been okay. Like, they haven't been bad, but they haven't been great. They've had their moments. I struggle. I mean, the Jazz are the worst offense in the league.
Yeah, they are. Yep.
And it's not close. They're by far the worst offense in the league. There's no way I can back this Jazz team. Not at all. Give me under 226. All right. Minnesota Timberwolves. Anthem on the road going to play the Portland Trailblazers. Anthem is currently laying 8.5, 226. I'm sorry, 220.5 is the total in this one. Injury report for Anthem. Nothing to report for Anthem. We've got for the Trailblazers, Matisse Thybulle's out. Everybody else expected to go. Lonte, what are you doing here? Are we disagreeing again? Are you playing or are you catching points here with the Trailblazers at home?
Man, unless you are a complete sicko, I don't know how you can bet Portland here, man. Minnesota, they won and covered the 12 and a half.
The Jazz.
I mean, Portland is even more disgusting. I mean, they got if you listen to Chauncey Billups afterward, now maybe they come out a little bit fired up because Chauncey Billups called them soft and said it was embarrassing that they got beat by I think it was Memphis they got smoked by their last game. Didn't even look competitive at all. I think Chauncey Billups was letting them have it in the presser. So maybe they come out a little bit with more energy, but man, not against Minnesota. I mean, Minnesota they're good in this role. Like I said, they won and covered 12 and a half on the 8th of the month. They didn't even allow a 20-point score. Ant had 37. Gobert had 15 rebounds. Minnesota is 4-6 ATS as a favorite, but again, this is a different animal here with Portland. They're 3-1 on the road to the over, so I think their offense is going to pick up. And Portland is not stopping anybody at all. They're pretty good at defending the paint, but the 3-point percentage they allow is pretty high. They don't rebound the ball well. The 27th in defensive rebound percentage. So I think Gobert should eat on the glass. Yeah, I think Minnesota blows them out here, man. I don't think it's competitive. Maybe early on. So maybe if you want to look at Portland like early, first quarter, first half. But I think once it gets going, Minnesota will put them away.
Let me see here.
Oh God, no, bro. No.
Let's see if we can get this going. Share screen. Don't need anybody seeing the Twitter DMs. Oh no, wait, I can't do it. Wait, I can't do it. Oh, I was definitely about to pull up Chauncey Billups. I was definitely about to pull up the Chauncey Billups clip. Oh, I can't do it. He definitely called him soft. He disrespected them, man.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, like how do you respond to this? I don't think they respond to this at all. But however, the issue here for me is that I only trust Ant. I don't trust the A&M. I only trust Ant, not the A&M. The A&M suck. I will say it. I think the A&M sucks, but Ant very, very good at basketball. If Ant goes and takes this game over like that, how they did, what was this? a couple of days ago, and he had 37 and all and everything, then yeah, they're gonna go out here and destroy this team. But if Ant it has just the slightest of games, they're gonna let Portland in this. I think we're disagreeing again.
Oh no, God. Oh my God.
I mean,
I'm a
back-to-back games of destroying this Portland team. Can they really? They did just take a L to Miami. This is the NBA Cup, so point differential does matter. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and because we do need to agree on a play here, because I really do think Portland is horrible, and I trust Ant. I just don't trust the Ant. Give me Ant to score a lot over 26.5, but I'll go ahead. I'll take Minnesota late 8.5.
All right, that's better.
220.5 is total. I like the over.
I don't really have a feel for the total. I would go Minnesota team total over. I don't trust Portland to get it done. I think Minnesota's defense will be able to suffocate. Like I said, they didn't have a 20-point score. So I don't think that's going to repeat. I mean, I don't think that might not repeat here, but I think they'll struggle to get good looks. So I go Minnesota team total over.
Yeah, no, they're not gonna. If they're blowing them out, they're not sitting anybody. Like the point differential does matter, so they're gonna let those guys get some more run. Now, are they gonna get the whole run? Absolutely not. But if they're killing them, like they're gonna continue to keep the starters out there. That's why I like, and maybe we need to look at that, Lonte, on the day. Like games that we think people are gonna blow people out, just take the starters on their props because they're gonna go out there and get the majority run. So yeah, Minnesota gets it done again. A&M show up. I do think Julius Randle's pretty all right, but for the most part, the A&M not looking good for Minnesota right now. 4-6 ATS, by the way.
Yep.
All right. Game of the night. He's back. Klay Thompson and the Dallas Mavericks are walking into Chase Center to go up against the Golden State Warriors. Warriors laying 2.5 here. 234.5 is the total. Injury report here, and we have a questionable tag on Luka Doncic. He's probable, upgraded to probable with the left groin strain, expected to play. We have Derek Lively, that's going to be pretty big. Questionable with a shoulder sprain, if he's going to be able to play today. PJ Washington is also on the injury report, but he's doubtful, not expected to play with that knee injury. And Dante Exum is out as always. Andrew Wiggins is the only questionable tag for the Golden State Warriors due to a low back strain. Here we go. The Warriors, arguably, one of the best teams in the West right now. They're playing basketball the right way. For 25% of their team to be born after 9/11 and them playing basketball like this, pretty good. Klay revenge game. Back in Golden State, gonna be, we're gonna see the tributes, we're gonna see the atmosphere. Everybody who's anybody is going to the game to see Klay come back to Golden State. This is everything. And now Golden State's laying 2.5 against this Dallas Mavericks squad. What are you doing here? You're muted.
My bad.
You're still muted.
I'm good now. My bad.
Yeah, I mean, it sounded like the Russians had you under lock and key. Blink, Lonte, blink twice if you're okay.
Nah, I'm good. I just I had to plug up my.
Y'all saw Lonte only blink once. I said blink twice if you're okay. Hey, somebody call the National Guard. It was just Veterans Day. Call the National Guard. Call the Air Force. Call somebody. Get Lonte some help, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm good. But you know what? I didn't really have a ton for this game. I think it's going to be obviously an emotional game. For Klay, they both sides kind of downplayed it, saying it's just another game, but we all know it's just another game. It didn't end like sour, but not the right way. I mean, I think he wanted to stay. Similar to
they didn't want him. He sucked. Let's just say it. Klay sucked for them. He's playing way better for Dallas now than he was playing for the Warriors when he sucked.
But he felt. I mean, he felt like, hey, I did X, Y, and Z for it. Whatever. But I get it on both sides. But I think obviously he'll want to come in and play well. Steph kind of downplayed it as well, saying, they're going to get a tribute going. But after that, it's going to be, a war on the court. And Golden State's far exceeded my expectations. I don't know about you, but they've been, really, really good.
I mean, we were on the over on everything for Golden State.
Yeah.
I
wasn't not me.
I wasn't on the under. We as in me and Scott.
I wasn't on the under, but I just didn't expect this though.
We have over on basically every single Golden State prop.
Yeah, I didn't play it, but
including Steph MVP, which may not be looking good right now, but we'll see in the end of the season.
Yeah, so I mean, I would listen. I would probably go with the dog, and the over. I think we're going to see a high pace, high leverage game. I think both teams will be able to get up and down. Golden State has been so good. I mean, I think they're one of the only teams who's top five in defensive and offensive efficiencies. Defensive and offensive efficiency. Dallas's last two losses have been by one possession, so they kind of got to clean that up. Late game scenarios. But yeah, give me Dallas as a dog here. I think they go in there and they win it outright for Clay.
Yeah, nah. This Warriors team is too good. I'm sorry, I just don't see it with Dallas. Like they should be a lot better. Luka is clearly hurt, and I thought he was hurt before, but when he kind of aggravated that groin, it was like, all right, so it's clearly something going on there. He's hasn't been consistent over the course of the year. Kyrie's been okay, but the rest of this team with the injuries, like if there's no Lively in this game, that takes away a big edge that they had with the bigs that they do have. I think that they're gonna need somebody to come off the bench and compete with Kevon Looney when he comes off the bench, because his offensive rebounding, his rebounding in general, makes it a lot easier for that bench unit to be able to keep going. Buddy Hield's been amazing all year. Like they just continue to get very, very good production. Trace Jackson Davis, gives you good minutes. Like you have Moses Moody that'll come in and give you good minutes. Like they constantly get good minutes from everybody. And then if Steph is on, and why would Steph not be on for this game? He actually has a pretty good history with Dallas as well. That I think that the Warriors are just going to be able to continue to do what they're doing. I'm actually considering, why is this only 2.5? Warriors have been amazing this year. Like Dallas has been underwhelming. Like for the most part, they've been underwhelming, and maybe it's because Dallas has played a couple of close games against the Suns and then against the Nuggets, but playing the Nuggets close and losing isn't really the flex that you think it is. So yeah, I like the Warriors to get this done. I'll lay it 2.5 with the Warriors, but I love the over. I don't think Dallas is that good defensively. I think that they have their moments against bad teams, but good teams can absolutely exploit them. I think that the Warriors are going to go at Clay literally all night. Everybody's about to just tag, your turn with Clay, your turn with Clay. Hey, you get the switch. You give Clay a bucket. Like I think they're going to go at Clay. I think they're going to challenge him. I think they're going to challenge inside of the paint. Especially if Lively isn't able to go. So I'll feel better about this if Lively is ruled out. If Lively's in, then I may be a little bit more questionable, but I still think that both teams are going to be able to score. I like Warriors and I like over.
Yeah, I guess we disagree again, but I do like the over though. I'm with you on the over.
All right. Then let's go ahead and close things out here with the lock dog, and we'll drop a little underdog lineup really quick. Lonte, I'm gonna let you go first, sir. What's your lock and dog for today?
Okay, so let's go. I was gonna go with honestly with two dogs, but let's go with.
That's fine. You can do that.
Yeah. So all right. So let's go. No. I'm gonna do it like this. We're gonna go with Boston team total over. Let me get an updated number on that because I know it changed whenever Trey got ruled.
We
out.
have Boston team total over 20.5 now. It's gone up 1 point since we've been recording, so it's now at 20.5.
No, Boston team total over.
Yeah,
120.5.
Yeah, 120.5.
Yeah. So I like that. I like that over. Obviously for all the reasons that we both talked about. Atlanta's averaging 121 points per game. They're without Trey, so they're going to be a little bit more high paced. I mean, Boston should be able to dominate here. Atlanta can't defend the three. Boston's going to shoot a ton of threes, so it's pretty simplistic here. So I like Boston's team total over. And sorry for this, but give me Philly on the money line to get a big win versus the Knicks. I was gonna go Utah, but I'm gonna parlay both of them, Philly and Utah. So you can put me down for that as well.
Wow. All right. Philly and Utah parlay. Here we go. For my lock, I really don't want to double up show locks. These are but man, I don't know. I don't know what you see in the Jazz. Let's see here. Lock. What do I want to do? Let's take. I'm gonna make them the dog. That will be a nice dog play. Oh yeah. Toronto's very interesting. I would love to bet Toronto today. That would be interesting. Nah, man, I'm just gonna go with Golden State. I think Golden State is way better than this Mavericks team. And there's a slight concern about the rebounding and the size, but Golden State's been able to play well against teams with size all year still. I mean, except the Cavs game, but the Cavs I think, are just far better in a way, better than Dallas Mavericks. I think that the Clay homecoming, really good spot. The only thing that I'll say concern me is that Golden State is coming off of a long road trip, and that is
Yep,
normally a
5-game
little
road
bit
trip.
of a sleepy spot.
Yep.
But I think that second half comes around, that third quarter comes around, they pick things up a little bit, and I think that they just chose the right game to make the first home game after a long spot, because you're not being sleepy for Clay coming to town. You're going to take this game serious. You're going to be locked in. And I think Golden State is one of the best teams in the West. 2.5 is just not enough, and I think they're giving Luka and Kyrie a little bit more credit in the spread than they probably should have. Dallas 5-5 straight up on the season. They are 4-5-1 ATS on the season. Really could be 5-6 if you depends on where you got the line. So, yeah, I like Golden State laying 2.5 here. I will take the big game that everybody's talking about and just take Golden State to get it done. Laying 2.5 for my dog. Let's get an alt spread on the Pistons, man.
Oh man, wow.
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's NBA.
I was gonna lock up the Heat too. I was gonna lock up the Heat. I really was.
I think you're crazy, because this Heat team as a favorite on the road is just not where you want to back them at. And then you have a Pistons team that's been playing well. They play nothing but close games. Let's say this is the game they get it done. I'm fine. I've backed the Pistons and I've won. I'm just gonna trust my gut here. I've been trying to bet it and I didn't get there. So let's give it a little bit of an all spread. Get me to the threshold. I will take the Pistons laying 3.5, win by 4. Pistons laying 3.5 plus 150. I think that's a solid play. I like the Pistons to get this done. Give me plus 160. Oh, see, look, Frederick went all the way up to 6. 6 is plus 235, Frederick. Oh my gosh, you degenerate. Just like Mike Tomlin, I'm a degenerate. You know I'm a degenerate. Frederick a degenerate as well, going up to plus 235 on the laying 6. I love it. I love it. I might have to sprinkle a little bit on that too, Frederick. So appreciate you. All right, let's close things out with an underdog lineup here. Anything that you have that should go in underdog?
Do you have Laurie higher than higher points rebounds? I like that.
Let's see here, Laurie. I have that's LaMelo. There we go, Laurie. Points and rebounds, we have 27.5.
Love that over. I think he might can get that with the points alone.
All right, higher 27.5. Laurie Markkinen. I'm not mad at it, especially tough matchup. And I like Laurie. I think Laurie's good. All right, let's see. Let's throw Cat in there. Cat's been really good, man. And he's been over his 35 and it's 33 points and rebounds. Do we have assists? 36.5. So that's gone up a little bit. 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's still been good. He's been over 4 of his last 5 meetings, dating back to 2021 against Joel Embiid. I think that he's going to have to make up for whatever defensive lapses he has. So I like Cat to go over his PRA. And what's the last play?
I'm trying to figure out something that we both like, which was kind of rare.
Like Cade,
Ant,
I think.
You said you like. Oh yeah, Cade. I like Cade PRA. I like Ant threes. Higher. I think it should be like 3.5, 2.5.
I do trust Ant.
In Portland, 25th in 3-point percentage defense. I think he made like 6 in the first meeting, so I like him higher. Or if you want to go points or threes, I like both, whichever one you want to throw in. I know you liked his points earlier.
Yeah, let's go with Ant points. I'm fine with that.
Fine. Yeah, I'm fine
he's
with
gonna
that.
play. They're gonna blow him out. He's gonna continue to play, or it's gonna be a close game, and he's gonna continue to play. But either way, he's playing.
Yeah, they got problems if it's a close game.
Laurie Markkinen higher, 27.5 points and rebounds. Karl Anthony Towns higher, 36.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And Anthony Edwards higher, 26.5 points. Add that all in the underdog, shake it up, and you're going to get a 6x underdog lineup. That's going to get you $100, get you $600 over there, Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. With that, I'll say anything else for the people before we get up out of here.
That's it, man. Hopefully, one of us is going to have a good night. I don't know. Or maybe we split and go like half and half. But yeah, man, looking forward to the cup games tonight and for the rest of the week, Friday as well. So yeah, man, good luck to everybody.
A lot of disagreement here on the show, but love to see it. Appreciate you to chat.
Yeah,
Make sure
definitely.
you give us a like on the way out. And yeah, with that, I have nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast, just gonna end like this. Give us a 5-star rating and review, people. Come on. We're out of here.